All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Mashiach Malak Yahushai. That is to say, Yahweh being named the Heavenly Father, who the world will call God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world English calls Jesus Christ. Right? This is Brother Gasadi from W5 Jersey, Philly. As you can see, this is the Watchmen Wednesday. Lord willing, this is a weekly event. And again, all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Brothers got it.
This is Brother Yazra, Lord willing. All praise to the Most High. Lord willing, we can bring y'all the current events every week. Lord willing, keep y'all updated with what's going on. And Lord willing, y'all watching yourself.
This is Brother Tazama, W5 Jersey, Philly. And man, there's a lot going on. Like the brother said, Lord willing, everyone's keeping watch. Every single day, there's prophecy kicking off. Your phone's ringing. I just woke up the other night, I'll say at 5 o'clock, when all hell was breaking loose, because my phone kept ringing, man, with Twitter updates. Woken up like, what the hell is going on? Like a tick of child bomb in my damn sheets, man. But hey, look, that's how it is in these last days, man. There's a lot going on. So Lord willing, everyone's keeping watch, and Lord willing, like the brother said, we can continue this every single week to make sure everyone's keeping watch.
And I want to say too, it'll be it's so much that's going on, to be honest with the spirit. Like we're going into it. If you really keeping watching, you know this one video live every Wednesday, it may not be enough. It may not be enough. If the Lord put it on a spirit for brothers to do more of this, then all praise the Most High. But we're gonna kick it off first with trying to do this consistently. Just give you Wednesday night strictly updates on and prophetic issues that's in the scripture. This is not, if you clicking on this right now, like I said last week, this is not a breakdown video on Sirach, the 30th chapter. We're not going into what Esther did, and we're not going into those type of things. This is strictly about watching. And I'm gonna kick it off with this precept real quick. This is the book of St. Luke, right? St. Luke chapter 12. And I want to start at verse 35. It says, let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning, and ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants when the Lord, it's like whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. So the Lord said, if you're watching in these last days, you're blessed because you understand that, look, all things is going on in the earth. Literally, all hell is breaking loose. Any given second, the damn lights can go out. Any given second, America can be attacked. Damn, anything can happen. Now, if you keeping watching, you being diligent, then you making sure you staying away from the flesh. You know you better be fighting that off, because if you being slothful and being lackadaisical or idle, and you're not paying attention to what's going on, maybe you're watching your favorite TV show and so on and so forth, that day can trip you up unawares. And then you just caught out there, and then you really don't know what to do. You don't know what precepts and what prophecies is going on at the moment. You just literally you still waiting for Moses, and you thinking that we about to part the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean. You got to get your mind right. So I'm gonna read that again. Verse 37. Blessed are those servants whom the Lord, when he cometh, shall find watching. Verily I say unto you, that he shall gird himself. So if you're watching, you'll gird yourself, right? Meaning you'll keep yourself prepared. It says, and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch or in the third watch and find them so, blessed are those servants. So we want to be those blessed servants. We don't want to be slothful. We don't want to be nigger servants. We want to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, keep and watch, because the Lord's going to come as a thief in the night. Brothers got it.
I'll get a precept real quick. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 13, and verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see. And like we keep saying, man, we're in the end of the world, the end days, the days that all the prophets, all the righteous men of the Lord were prophesying about, warning us about, exhorting us about. Hey, we're in those days right now, seeing the things which these men they would have died to see, man. How much more should we be keeping watch? I know David will be keeping watch, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Ezra. These men they'll be keeping watch and matching up the prophecies, matching up the scriptures to see the things that are going on in the earth and to see what times that they're in so they don't get taken up by it, man. We got to be in that same type of spirit. We got to be in the same spirit of watching in these last days to make sure that we're not overtaken like a thief in the night, man, when the Lord comes, when the day of the Lord is at hand. I'm going to finish it out. And have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. So we got to understand right now when we're in the, let's just say the most important quarter of the game. This is what all this is the end times, man, where all hell breaks loose, when all things are decided. So we got to make sure, like the brother brought out and Luke, that our loins are girded up and that we're standing watch and that we're not faltering in these last days. Brothers got it.
Khan, I got a precept as well. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 42. It says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come." And right, like all brothers always bring out, Yahweh Shai, he throughout his ministry, one of his key things was watching, telling brothers to watch. Even in Matthew the 26th chapter, even when he's in the garden, he said, "Could you not watch 1 hour with me?" So what? Watching is a big part of his ministry. He gave out certain prophecies, certain things that you have to watch for in these last days. And we, as servants of the Most High, you have to, and servants of Yahweh Shai, and if you want to follow Yahweh Shai, you have to make sure you're watching for these prophecies. I'm going to continue on. It says, "But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would have not suffered his house to be broken up." So what? If a man, if he knows his house is about to be broken up by a thief, he's going to watch. Same thing with us. The Lord said he's coming as a thief in the night. So what? As followers of Yahweh Shai, we have to make sure we're watching. We have to make sure our house isn't come to be broken up. Right? Reading on. It says, "Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." So the Most High, the Yahweh Shai, he's coming in a time when we don't know when he's going to come. Now, obviously, we know in First Peter, the first chapter, it says we have a more sure word of prophecy, meaning what? We have the signs to tell us what time we're living in, but we don't know exactly when he's coming. But it says we know not, even like the brother said, he was in bed when all these things was popping off. Right? Nobody knew that this thing, that Hamas, Israel, these things was going to happen. Even when Ukraine and Russia, we didn't know these things was going to pop out like that. Just like they call it a watershed moment. What does that mean? If you have, say you have a leaky roof and it keeps leaking through, eventually that water is going to shed through, right? It might not be that first drop, might not be that second drop, but eventually the water is going to shed, meaning what? Eventually these things are going to happen and they're going to kick off like that. And if you're not watching, you're not going to know when they're going to happen. Right, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna just go to verse 50. It says, "The Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of." Verse 51. "And shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with the hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth." And you don't want that to be you, right? You don't want to be a portion with the hypocrites. So what? We, as servants of the Most High, we have to continually keep watch. We have to continue to look at these prophecies, because this society, America's not going to really tell you what's going on. You have to go into these alternative media services and things like that to really get your news, because the mainstream media, they're not really telling you what's going on, right? So as servants of the Most High, we have to keep watching the last days. Brothers got it.
Calm. And we definitely have a lot of articles pulled up that we want to go into, Lord willing, because really what we want to do is, and if most High willing, we can find a platform. It may not be StreamYard. I was talking to the brothers. We want to have it where we could just, as we're speaking, we want to show y'all, what's going on, because us going into a few articles here and there, it may not be enough. We want to kind of, it's really in my mind to do so that to have it where we can have Twitter, damn near in the background, so we could just scroll as if you're getting real every second on the second news that's happening in the earth. Now, I'm gonna get this real quick. This brother put a mean precept, one of my favorite precepts. This 2 Ezra chapter 2 and verse 13, go and ye shall receive, pray for a few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So the Lord said the kingdom is already prepared. That's why the Lord is bringing the collapse of these different empires right now. I'm actually get this quick precept. So as this nation of Israel has been built up, you have the other nations of the earth being destroyed. That's how much love and honor the Most High has established for Israel, for the chosen men, right? Women and children. This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 2. It's like it, not 2 Ezra. I want Daniel chapter 2, and I want to start at verse 44. Daniel chapter 2 and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. So in the days of the kings of the earth, the Lord is setting up a kingdom, right? Yasha Allah, which will never be destroyed. This kingdom is not going to be given to Amalek. This kingdom is not going to be given to Moab, the so-called Chinese man, or the Arabs, or even Hamas. The kingdom that the Lord is setting up is going to be given to Yasha Allah. Reading on, it says, shall set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So how could the heathen be brought into this thing if the Lord said the kingdom of heaven is not going to be let out to other people? Right, reading on. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. And as every time brothers go out and teach the Bible, every time we come out and make videos, we're breaking in pieces the other nations. The Lord is not allowing us to, there's not time right now for us to physically go out and go destroy houses, go destroy men, go destroy buildings, so on and so forth. We're doing it first on a spiritual level. By this word being pushed out and preached in the earth, there's a collapse that's happening all around. There's blood moons that's happening. The time has been sped up. We're praying. We're keeping the feast days. We're coming back to the Most High God. The nation is being rebuilt before your eyes. And as the nation is being rebuilt, you got the collapse of all the other nations around about. That's why it's so important to keep watch, because you're watching for the kingdom literally to happen. The Lord, actually, let me get this real quick. Let me get this too, is in the book of Luke, the 17th chapter, because the Lord is not having a kingdom drop down from the sky, right? It's the book of St. Luke, chapter 17, and I want verse 20. And when he was demanded of the Pharisees when the kingdom of God should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of God cometh not with observation. So we can't just watch or literally sit down and watch for the kingdom to fall out the sky, right? Reading on. It says, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. And like I was mentioning, we're the kingdom. As we read in Daniel, the 2nd chapter, this would not be let out to other people. So as we, look into the things that's happening on earth, we're watching out for the prophecies. We brothers, praying, fasting, repenting, turning back from that old man. The Lord is building us up in these last days to rule in front of the entire earth. And not us per se, but Israel, to be exact. The children of Israel is waking up to their true God-given nationality and the power that the Most High has set up on the earth. Now, if brothers got precepts, y'all can bring them out. I'm gonna pull some articles out in the background.
I'm gonna get one quick one to support, touch on the point that you made. Like the brother said, as our kingdom comes into play, there has to be a destruction of the kingdoms that are at hand. That's what you see at right now, man. They both go hand in hand. Let me get this in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 18, and I'm going to start with verse 7. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of their enemies. So our enemies, they have to be destroyed, man. Our enemies pertain, meaning the other nations. Those are occupying our land. Those that are continually oppressing us, man. Their kingdoms, they have to be destroyed, man. They have to be. For us to be saved and be put in our rightful estate, there has to come a destruction first. That's why when we see all these events coming up, coming in play, all these alerts coming on our phone, and we get happy. We get very happy. We get excited because we know that the time for our salvation is near, man. It's drawing at hand. So when we see these things, we hop on videos, man, and we get happy about it. You know, we start saying stuff in the group chat, exhorting brothers, saying, hey, look, we might be out of here tonight, the next day. This might be our last camp. And we're happy about that. Why? Because we understand that through destruction, and I'm trying to remember this mean quote. I don't know if brothers remember it. I don't know who said it. But they said, roughly paraphrasing, they said order has to come through destruction first. And the Most High gets down with that. He got down with that with Noah. And he's getting it down with it right now with the destruction of Babylon in order to put order back on the earth with us on the top. But brothers got it.
So, like, were you saying, I know there's something that Esau gets down with is the order out of chaos?
No, it wasn't that. It was a different a different quote. It's order you got to wipe it off of a clean slate. Roughly paraphrasing it. But it'll dive more into how the Lord works. Through destruction, the uplifting of the old through destruction, and then the bringing on of the new. But I gotta find that quote.
Somebody said warning comes before destruction. Is that what you talking about?
Nah, I have to find it.
Okay, come. Yazra, you had something you want to bring up?
Nah, let's jump into these articles.
Come. So I'm about to pull up Twitter. Let me pull this up. Hold on, let me see real quick. Okay, come. So this will be perfect right here. Damn. All right, there we go. Share the screen. Let me know if y'all can see it in a second. Y'all can see the screen?
Con. Yeah, we can see it, King.
Okay, calm. So I wanted to go over this. Actually, let me update this first. To this. So you got some things that's happening right now. Let's not worry about that. Right? Okay. So we titled the video. What did we title this video again? What is this? Damn.
Worldwide riots.
Okay.
Hospitals on fire.
Yeah.
American Civil War.
Right. So we seeing just to kick it off first with the so-called with the worldwide riots that's happening right now. This is about an hour ago. In Barcelona, they're now joining in on ongoing protests in support of Palestine. Can y'all hear this? Or if not, I'm gonna have to
Nah, we can't hear it.
Let me actually try this again. Hold on. Okay, I know what I gotta do. Give me one quick second. Because this is very significant. The entire earth right now is realizing that. Even I was talking to brothers last night or about it last night. They had on Twitter that Amalek, they're saying that they're terrorists. On Twitter, there was a trending thing that It said Israel's terrorists. So let me actually share the screen now, and Lord willing, brothers can hear this. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
Yeah.
Now I can't make out how many people that is, and I definitely don't know what they're saying. But we know that they're in support of Palestine, and it looks like maybe, what would y'all say, 300 people?
More like
that's more. How much?
I said 300.
More than
maybe
1,000 people right there.
I say 1,000.
Probably more than
1,000. That might be a little bit more than 1,000.
Damn, I don't know.
You got people up that street.
Yeah, they kind of they come in.
Probably
They
look
got
it
the
up.
police right there. You're right, probably could. But this is not just happening in Barcelona. Oh, hold on, that's not what we wanted to do. This is not just happening in Barcelona. We got it over in Canada. I mean, this is literally 1 hour ago. You can see on your screen. Let me see if I can zoom in. Is it zoomed in for? Can y'all see that?
Come.
Should be able to see that. But yeah, that 1 hour ago. So it says mass protests have swept even. We can't say that word. I know we can't say that on YouTube. You see it, Canada. Now it says protesters marched in support of Palestinians in front of the Israeli embassy in Toronto.
What are you gonna say? Intifada.
These some things we don't want to, I don't know if they might say some things to try to get us. We don't want to be the ones to get the channel strike or nothing like that. We just want to come out, make these updates. We know that it's going to come a time where they're going to shut the YouTube channel down anyway. But we also want to use wisdom. So you're seeing these different protests, and if brothers got precepts, y'all can stop me. But this is going on. It says last night had some of the largest protests in Iranian history. 1979 will commence again. Now this is big news, and I do got a few precepts I'm thinking of about this. But I mean, the Most High is bringing these nations to go to war with each other, and there's infighting. They're not pro-Israeli no more. They're not pro-Jew Amalek, the Jewish man. The world is literally taking a side right now, and it's gonna come. I'll be led to believe it. It got to be some type of false flag to get the rest of the world that is in support of Palestine right now to be for Amalek. It has to be something like that. That's what it's looking like. We'll get into this in a second. But like I said, if brothers got precept, y'all can get into it. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I got a precept. Are you done with your Twitter?
Yeah. We come back to it, or I can leave it in the background.
Okay, because I had an article on. I don't know if you want to go into it yet, but I got an article on these protests that are going on.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, then I can put it on there.
Okay. Oh shoot, am I sharing?
Wow.
I don't think I'm sharing.
I lie. Hit
Yeah.
Let me get a quick preset while we
Yeah, go ahead. Okay.
Let me get a quick preset. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and I'm gonna start at verse 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." And we got a lot of different countries. They're dividing amongst each other. You got those that's in UK. You got pro-Israel protests, pro-Palestine protests. Over in America, same thing. Pro-Israel protests, pro-Palestine and Hamas protests. You got it literally all across the earth right now, and the Lord is saying that He's going to set pretty much citizens against each other. Through the Spirit is talking about is really talking about America. America is going to be divided, but we see that also happening to countries abroad. And this is like even you can see, in our background, we got a bunch of trees. If you lit one of these trees on fire, the next tree is going to go on fire, and the next tree, and so on and so forth. So you got a whole wildfire. This right now, what's going on in Israel, it started over in Israel and against Hamas, so on and so forth. But now it's spreading abroad, and the only way they're going to be able to put this thing out is with some type of water, if you got ears to hear, to try to either cool things down, or it's going to be a false flag to speed things up and continue to knock more trees down. If you have ears to hear, you got it, King.
Yeah, Con. I think I'm sharing my screen.
Con, I got to pull it up.
Okay, no doubt. Now y'all see the let me go back to it. Which one is it? Salah, yeah. It's this one. Now this is Lord willing, I don't know if you can go back and like put the articles and like the bio or anything like that.
Yeah, we can
go and read it.
Yeah, that'd be mighty. Lord willing, we'll do that.
Okay, Con. But this is from War News 24/7. Now, if you go and use this website, it's in Greek, so you have to translate it. But it says Israel. It says leave Turkey immediately. The Israeli embassies in Ankara, Jordan, and other Arab countries are under siege. Chaos in the Middle East. So you see, because of this thing that's going on in the Middle East, this Hamas and Israel conflict that's going on, these Arab countries are waking up, right? These Ishmaelite countries, they're waking up and they're returning to their nature. Like you read in the book of Genesis, it says Ishmael's a wild man, right? You can see these things going on, like the brother just put just went into on the Twitter. You see these things happening all over. I'm sure brother's gonna go into it at the things going on in the Capitol, at the Capitol building, all these people rising up and things of that nature. These are things that are written in the scriptures that the Lord said would happen at the end of the world. And I'm gonna read it for brothers and sisters. It says, this is 2 Esdras 9 and verse 1. This is a classic. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So the angel, he's going to give Ezra signs on when the Most High, he's going to start visiting the earth. And you can see these signs literally happening right before your eyes if you're watching. It says, verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and that's the point. It says uproars in the people of the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So you can see people in the world, they're rising up. And I'm going to read some of this article. It says, Israel has called on its citizens to leave Turkey immediately, as there are serious incidents against Israeli diplomatic missions around the world. In Jordan and Turkey, angry Muslims besiege Israeli embassies and consulates. And that's big because you go into Turkey, and Turkey's a part of NATO, right? So Turkey, they're going to have to make a choice, because you see Turkey, they're on some of their policies and things like that. They get down with Russia. You see Turkey, they're always threatening Greece, who's part of NATO. So Turkey's kind of like a rogue state. So Turkey, they're going to have to pick a side, because they're a Muslim country, and you see these Muslim countries, they're not playing about about other Muslims. They're not playing about other Arabs, right? You got Egypt, you got Jordan again, who we're going to read about. All these countries, even they had that. What was that they called it the other day? A jihad, or a global jihad or something like that.
Yeah, the day of jihad.
Yeah, the day of jihad. They claimed another one. They're going to do another one, I think, tomorrow, because of that bombing that just happened. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it over in Gaza, that killed 500 people. Over in Gaza. So these things, the Middle East and these Arab countries and these countries are waking up. This is like the what Israel did. It opened up the damn Pandora's box, proverbially speaking. I'm gonna read down. It says serious incidents are taking place in Amman, Jordan, where protesters stormed the compound of the Israeli embassy to express their anger after the attack that killed hundreds of people at a hospital in the Palestinian city of Gaza. The protesters bypassed the roadblock of the security forces and proceeded towards the embassy premises. Security forces used tear gas to disperse them. It says Iran, Iraq, and Lebanon along with other Arab and Muslim countries, are declaring tomorrow a day of mourning. The Palestinians also rise up in the West Bank, where they demand a change of leadership and the removal of Abbas. So I'm gonna play this video real quick. I can go on Twitter real quick. And these Arabs, Ishmael's not playing. When it comes to Allah and their God and other Muslims and their brothers, they're not playing around, right? And they got things planned for Israel if they go into Gaza and they do this this ground initiative that they're planning on doing. I don't know, but can brothers hear that?
La.
It's a lie.
Yeah, la. Did you? We'll try it again.
Okay, God.
La. So what I did was when I share my screen, there's a tab that asks you, does you want to share the audio of the entire screen as well?
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't get that. I ain't get that.
You can try it again if you you can stop sharing your screen and then go back to it again.
Okay, let me see. I got to go back to the StreamYard.
No. So yeah, go back to StreamYard.
Yeah.
And then you click present and click share screen. And then after that, you're going to click entire screen. And when you click entire screen at the very bottom, before you hit share, it should say also share system audio.
Nah, I ain't got that.
Okay, Con.
Nah, I don't got that. But that's really it on that. But yeah, you can see these Arab nations in the Middle East, they're rising up against Israel. And you think that America is just going to let that go by? They think America is just going to let that happen? No, they're going to get involved with that. Right. So these are things that we have to keep watch for, and continually keep watch for real, because these things, again, this is bigger than, like brothers we was just talking about, this is bigger than Ukraine and Russia. These things, this is like a Pandora's box that has just opened up over in the Middle East. Brother, got it?
Con. I'm getting it. Let's put the second Ezra chapter 15, the classic 15. I'm gonna start at verse 16. I'll start at 15 or 14. Salakia. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's what we're seeing right now with Israel versus Palestine. We see them standing up to fight against each other. It's going to be on a much larger scale as we continue to move forward in the end of the world, man. Next thing you're going to see is China versus Taiwan, North Korea versus Japan, etc., etc., etc. You're going to see these nations start to rise up against each other, and they're going to start to fight with swords in their hands. This is how we know that we're in the end times. I'm going to keep reading. For there shall be sedition among men. And hold up, real quick. I'm going to stay on my screen real quick. I'm going to go into that word sedition, because that's what we see right now, especially not only in these other in Israel right now with Palestine trying to rise up against Israel, but we see these things happen in America too. Hold on, let me see. Entire screen, share system audio. Let me know if I'm doing it, Kings. Am I sharing?
Khan, you're sharing your screen.
Kasai, you muted.
Oh, Salaki.
Con.
Myself. Con, you in there.
Con. So we're going to go into it after I look this up real quick. We're going to look up the word sedition, the definition. Sedition, it says conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're starting to see people rebel against certain things that are going on in the earth. And one of the chief things is right now what we're seeing, well, this is what I wanted right here, is the rebelling against Israel occupying it, well, the state of Israel occupying the land and what they're doing against the Palestinians. And we see it right here, man. You see, you got a lot of Ishmaelites, you got damn Jake in the back, you got Esau, you got many men and women that are trying to come up and to try to cause seditions and trying to rise up against the state and to try to overthrow what's going on right now. That's why we have hundreds arrested right here, hundreds arrested after pro-Palestinian demonstrators flood Cannon Rotunda Capitol complex. You got many men trying to come up against what's going on right now, and it's creating a lot of seditions. This is how we know we're in the end times right now, man. You see a lot of people that are rising up. You see a lot of spirits are rising up, and they want war, man. They want all these things to come to clash together and to end. That's why you see all these gatherings, because the Lord said it was going to happen. But I'm going to get into it. It says hundreds were arrested Wednesday after pro-Palestinian protests broke out on Capitol Hill, with demonstrators flooding into the Cannon House office building and large crowds gathering with flags and signs around the Capitol complex. And this is big. They're not coming in there proclaiming peace. Not in here coming in there and proclaiming that all things that we all just hold hands and let's all just get together. No, they're coming in there and they're protesting against Israel. And you see all this happening right now. You see men just come, like the brother showed before. You said it was in Belgium, King. That video.
That was in Barcelona.
Barcelona, Slovakia. In Barcelona, you got men and women gathering in Barcelona to protest against Israel, man. And they're in Barcelona. And you see that happening in America too. And I was looking at this before. Hold up. What did I say? Protests you see that? Protests for Palestine near me. So you got them advertising on a large scale. You got in a Google search bar, protests for Palestine near me. Why is all these things happening? Because the Lord said a major sign that we're going to be in the end times is that you're going to see seditions among men fighting against each other, men rioting against each other. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing mass riots, which was what we're touching on. Mass riots that are happening as we speak. I'm going to keep reading. The Cannon House office building holds several House committee and congressional offices. By 2:30 p.m., its rotunda was full of protesters singing and chanting "Ceasefire now" and "Free Palestine." So, hey, man, these people, they're ready to get down for Palestine. They're tired of Israel. And what do we know about Israel? We know that America, it backs up Israel. America, it supports Israel. America's for Israel. America sets up Israel. I believe Biden, he just went over to Israel, what was it, 10 hours ago, I believe? Was it 10 hours ago or 3 hours ago?
It was today.
It was today, huh?
Yeah.
So he went over today and told them that he supports them and that he's with them.
Yeah, they're strategic partners.
Right, strategic partners. So you got people in the U.S. that are protesting against Israel, and you got the president of the United States going over to Israel right now and saying, hey, we're with you. So what's that going to cause? It's going to cause controversy, a kingdom dividing against itself. And we know how that ends according to scripture. But brothers got it.
Calm. I actually wanted to I have video, evidence of what the brother was talking about as far as the U.S. Capitol being stormed. Because not only like we was going into, is there riots right now outside the country, but there's riots inside the country as well. And it's all because America is just, not just America, again, it started over there, Israel, Palestine, but it's going all across the earth right now. So I'm gonna actually share my screen, and Baba Kashai, let me know if brothers can see this in a second. So we should be in there. So can brothers see this?
Yeah, you are.
So they didn't broke into the. Now remember, January 6th. That was one of the biggest events in American history. January 6th, where pro-Trump supporters, MAGA supporters, stormed into the U.S. Capitol. Supposedly, it was a bloody day on American soil. But a lot of those people actually got arrested. A lot of them people, they facing 5, 10, 15 years prison sentences for breaking in and storming the Capitol. So right now you got those same Republicans. They're after seeing this today, they're saying, look, are these people going to get, are they going to be out here? Are they going to get the same sentences as well? Because you can't have sentences on the right for the political system, Republicans, and not have those same sentences and penalties laid out for the left. That's what they're calling for. So again, they broke into the Capitol. This is about 100 or so people. And there's other videos we're going to show, but look at this. It says Jews say ceasefire now. So they didn't broke in, right? And there's another one I want to show. Lord willing, I can find this. Yeah, this is a better one. Now, also too, on Twitter, we'll probably show a few of the different sources. For the most part, brothers have the same sources, but Terror Alarm is one you can follow as well. I'm not gonna say they are good people because it's Amalek, but nevertheless, they're a reliable source. We can use that word. So this is going on. It says police arrest pro-Hamas insurrectionists who entered U.S. Capitol. Of course, you got Jake right there. It's always someone. And why do you take the day off tonight? So they grabbed him up, and you also have this. I believe it's like I think there's one more I wanted to show, just on this so we can continue on the same topic, because this is a big thing. This just happened a few hours ago before we hopped on a live. So I think Biden, he's actually going to say something about this in tomorrow's speech. He has a speech that he has planned for Thursday, but this is a big thing. I mean, this honestly could lead to this might lead to martial law. So not only you got to work. You got it.
Slaki, they said they arrested 300 people, over 300 people from these protests.
Right.
Like it. And real quick, these are these buzzwords that you're going to keep seeing as these pro-Palestinian and Hamas sympathizers, but this is Amalek. So how are they pro-Hamas?
Yeah,
that don't make no sense.
Got a lot. Yeah, Amalek is in there.
It says Jews ceasefire now. This is Amalek. So these people this is all propaganda, and they're starting to try to weed out people that's not down with the cause.
Right. Yeah, I kind of Lord willing is zoomed in on the screen. It says a large group of anti-Israel protesters. That's what it's going to all boil down to: anti-Israel.
Exactly.
Are you anti-Israel? Okay, if you anti-Israel, you got to go to prison.
Right, and these people is Jewish. So how they anti? Right. It's crazy.
Exactly. So that, like the brother said, these are buzzwords, things that they want to kind of categorize you into, because they're setting up the beginning stages, like I was going into last Watchmen Wednesday last week. This is all at the end of the day for us. This is a way they're going to figure out a way to try to tie us into this, some way, somehow, to go ahead and kick off the fifth seal, go ahead and kick off Jacob's trouble. So we seeing all these different events happening, but the Lord told us, like we already been going into, we're going to continue to go into. The Lord told us these things are going to happen. Now let me get this in 2 Chronicles. This is 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 5. 2 Chronicles chapter 15 and verse 5. And in those times there was no peace. The Lord said there's going to be, we living in the times where there's no peace on the earth. It's going to be more infighting. It's going to be more destruction. It's going to be more death and more plagues. It says, and in those times there was no peace to him that went out, nor to him that came in. Meaning there's no peace if you go abroad right now. If you go to Barcelona, going to Spain. Remember, Spain was a former Roman province. Spain is a part of the seven heads. So it's going on over there. You have fighting and damn insurrection over in France. Let me pull this video up real quick while I'm still sharing my screen. This is over here in France. It says, once again, big riots broke out in Paris tonight. Now, this is October 12th. These large-scale riots are being carried out by Palestine Muslim supporters. Riot police are clashing with Hamas terrorist supporters. Burning of shops and houses and looting continues. Europe falling. So we see the fall of our enemy. The fall of our enemy right before you. But the Lord said these things are going to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop sharing my screen. We'll come back. And I'm going to read this again. This is a mean verse. This 2 Chronicles 15 and verse 5. And in those times, there was no peace to him that went out, nor to him that came in. Right? There's no peace even in America. There's no Trump. He tried to build a wall really to keep Northern Kingdom out of the country that they built. Well, they was here first. But nevertheless, even now there's other so-called, supposedly there's rumors that Chinese are going to try to, the Moabites are going to try to come through the southern border and take out the lights. There's all these different things that can happen. You can have Russians come through and they can have a false flag or some type of attack. Anything can happen. But nevertheless, the Lord said, it says, Slakia, it says, nor to him that came in, but great vexations were upon all the inhabitants of the countries. So there is great vexation, meaning what? There's destruction and things, affliction that's happening all across the earth. It says in all the countries. And nation was destroyed of nation, and city of city, for Yahweh did vex them with all adversity. So that's what you're seeing before your eyes. I got another precept. I'm gonna actually go to I want 2 Chronicles 20 and verse 23. For the children of Ammon and Moab stood up against the inhabitants of Mount Seir. And Mount Seir is Esau, the so-called white man. Now the Lord is saying that there was a time in time past, Ammon, which would be the so-called Japanese today, and Moab, which is the so-called Chinese today, they stood up together, hand in hand, and fought against Esau. It says utterly to slay and destroy them. And when they had made an end of the inhabitants of Seir, everyone helped to destroy another. So, in to put it in this context, the nations they may have fighting going on, and they may have a central opponent, but at the end of the day, they're going to continue to fight against one another. There's going to be more riots between regular inhabitants of a city, like in France or Spain, or like we've seen over here in America or in other parts of the world, and they're going to continue to fight against the police and the governors and so on and so forth. And that's even written in 2nd Ezra. The Lord said all these things are going to happen. I'm going to get one more precept. The brothers got it. This 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And these are exciting times. I know brothers always say it, but you living in the greatest times of the earth. We seeing us coming back to power. The other nations being destroyed, fighting against each other. We don't have to lift up a finger. Only finger we have to lift up is to turn the next page. Right? This 2nd Ezra chapter 15. And I actually wanted I think the brother read it already. Oh, 16. Did you read this already, King?
16?
Yeah, verse 16. I know you read 15.
Yeah, I read 16. Come on.
Okay, come read again. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And not regarding your kings or princes is what? Your leaders. These nations, they don't care about their leaders. They're probably gonna try to impeach Joe Biden. They've been talking about that for over a few weeks now, over a damn month now. So they may get him out of office. They're gonna continue to fight against the left is gonna fight against the right, and the right against the left, and so on and so forth. All the while, we can sit back and witness the destruction of these nations. Bro's got it.
Con, you in there, Yazura?
Nah, you go ahead, King.
I'll get in there. And let's go to the classic. Like the brother said, man, you got a lot of nations fighting against each other. You know, you have a lot of alliances right now. You got a lot of people supporting each other, certain nations, but we all know that the end goal is that these nations are going to start fighting against each other and all turn against America at once. Let's get Isaiah chapter 13. I'm going to start verse 14. And it should be as a chaste roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. So these things that you're seeing, these protests, like the brother was going into, you had so-called Jewish people in that protest standing hand in hand with Ishmael. You had, I believe I had the picture. I'm gonna share it one more time. You know, that's just Babylon, though. I don't know if this is working. Am I sharing?
You should be good now.
Con. You know, this is Babylon right here. You know, you got nations standing hand in hand in protest with Palestine against Israel. You know, this is going to happen when we get deeper into things, man. Because when we get deeper into things, it's going to be China versus Taiwan, North Korea versus Japan. We already got Russia versus Ukraine. You know, you got smaller like I believe Egypt versus who are they fighting against? Egypt's fighting against I want to say Libya, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I believe I'm wrong with that. But Egypt is fighting against people, man. You got a lot of these. You said what, King?
I was gonna say Egypt is actually trying to get in. They might be getting into this war right here. And being pro-Palestine, because you know Egypt is run by Arabs right now.
Arabs, yeah, see that? You know, hey, yeah. You see, you got a lot of people. You know, you got a lot of nations that are gonna get involved in this war. A lot of different nations, and not everyone's gonna be staying hand in hand. Protesting for Palestine all day, man. You got many other fights, many other people being divided, many other people turning to their own people and going back to their own people and fighting for their own people. Right now, what we're seeing is just the forefront of everything. Right now, what we're seeing is the things that the Lord prophesied, chiefly in the book of 2 Ezra, 15th chapter. I'm gonna get another precept in 13. 2 Ezra 13, like this is all throughout the Bible. 2 Ezra 13, I believe on verse 31. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So you have all this stuff happening in the end days. Men fighting against other men. Nation fighting against other nation. Race against race. We say it all the time. There are race wars in the Bible. The Bible isn't about hugs and kisses. Kumbaya, all of us holding hands. You got nations that are going to be divided against other nations, that are going to be fighting against other nations, and everyone's going to flock to their own people. So what we're seeing right now is the forefront of all of it. Right now, it's in the forefront of Ishmael versus Amalek. But next thing you're going to see Ammon against Moab. You're going to see Ham against Esau. You're going to see all these different nations going against each other to match biblical prophecy. My brother's got it.
So you had some, King? If not, I'm about to I had some I wanted to pull up.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Pull it up, King.
Con. So, and we also wanted to talk about, now I was looking to see if anything's happening. I see a brother in the comments was saying that Israel's getting ready to invade Gaza. And that's true. They pretty much damn near there. But I also wanted to go into this, because to get the world, like I was mentioning earlier, to get the world to be on the side of Israel, Amalek, they need some type of event. They need some type of event, and this may be one of the events. Now, if you didn't know this, you can check this out from apnews.com. But I'm sure everybody should know this by now. The Gaza hospital was blown up, and you got different sides saying, "Look, this is Hamas that did this, blowing up their own people." Then you have a lot of people that saying, "No, Israel actually did this, and they bombed this hospital." And they're trading back and forth, and this is actually getting crazy. I mean, you got these children being jammed up in the middle thereof, in the midst thereof. I'm gonna read this real quick. It says a massive blast rocked the Gaza City hospital, packed with wounded and other Palestinians seeking shelter Tuesday. It says hundreds of people, the Hamas-run health minister said. Hamas blamed an Israeli airstrike, while the Israeli military blamed a rocket misfired by other Palestinian militants. At least 500 people were killed, the ministry said. So this is a big news. This is a big thing. That's why Joe Biden actually went over there earlier. He went over to Israel. I guess it was certain things he couldn't say on Zoom or however else they contact each other. I don't think they actually just using phones anymore. But he had to go over there face to face, and I guess they're talking. There's something going on. Now I think Yatazma, I think you mentioned it earlier. There's a package that Joe Biden is trying to put on the table to send $100 billion, $60 billion over to Ukraine, and $40 billion over to Israel. Why the hell is America just spending so much damn money? But yet we still got to pay damn student loan debt and all these different things, but they just sending out billions of dollars to any country that's in the middle of something going on. This is one of the signs that actually happened and befell Rome. Rome was stretched too thin militarily, being on all these different fronts, and at the end of the day, it was destroyed. Literally, it was wiped off. The same way America is following that same blueprint. And we know, biblically speaking and prophetically speaking, of course, ancient Rome is regenerated today as America. Now, I want to finish this up. The brothers got it. If y'all want to bring out anything, it says the war between Israel and Hamas was pushing the region to the brink. Jordan will host a summit only when someone has agreed. Its purpose would be to stop the war, respect the humanity of the Palestinians, and deliver the aid they deserve. So you got this talks of peace, but the Lord said, I'm gonna get a precept. The Lord said, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction coming. So we hear them trying to have a peace, some type of covenant, some type of treaty over there in the so-called Middle East. Then, hey, we gotta gird ourselves. All hell is literally going to break loose immediately following. But it's the book of 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. I start at 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. So sudden destruction is about to come upon his land. We witnessing it. We seeing all these different things happening as we speak. But the Most High is not playing. He's literally getting this world. He's getting your mind ready for war. This is war. The whole world is at war. It's not going to be one great thing on all the news outlets that says we're now officially in World War III. World war means the world is at war. So we literally in World War III. Every country is damn near fighting against each other. Every country, you got to pick a side. Now, we're on the side of Yahweh Shem Shai, but all the other countries, they doing what they doing, and that Lord is literally jamming them up. The brothers got it.
Khan, it's just like the brother said, that bombing of that hospital, that's a big event. I said earlier that's a watershed event, because that's the thing that really got these Arab countries and these Ishmaelite countries up in arms right now, and got them. I'm gonna share my screen. You still sharing, King? Okay, I'm gonna share my screen because there's somebody over in Lebanon named Hezbollah. The brothers know who Hezbollah is, but that's big. Let me where's the article I want? Here we go, right here.
Consulate. Hezbollah, if brothers and sisters don't know, you like I think Naquan mentioned it the other day, that is very important when you dealing with the scriptures. These things are happening in real time as we break it out right now. So you also got to equate yourself with geopolitics. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what alliances, who's with who, why they're with each other. What's the reason why the Palestinians are fighting against Amalek right now? You got to look at all of that, right? You got to understand that history repeats itself. The Lord said there's nothing new under the sun. So with that being said, like I was mentioning, Hezbollah, like the brother's about to go into, they're pretty much they're a military alliance or military militia really of Lebanon, and there's own group they try to fight and protect for Lebanon. I believe Lebanon has their own military, but this is one of the chief militias in all of the Middle East.
Yeah,
they actually have weapons. There are some talks that they may even have nuclear weapons. They kind of do their own thing, but they're pro-Ishmael, pro-Arab, but they're overstationed in Lebanon. So, brother, you got it.
Yeah. They're pro-Shiite Muslim. That's what they are, and they're stationed over there in Lebanon. So we're gonna go into it. And this is a big Hamas. Like I was saying earlier, I was talking to brothers in Hamas. I believe Hamas was just like a sacrifice for this whole thing to kick off, because Hamas, they can't really deal with Israel one-on-one, but they want to draw Israel into Gaza so that Hezbollah can come in can get into this thing. Matter of fact, I might show another. I might share another one first, if that's okay, and then I'll present another one. There's a couple articles on there.
Come on.
Here we go, right here. My fault, I'm taking a while. A lot of these Jones is in Greek, and you got to translate it. It says U.S. to Israel. Again, this is World News 24/7. It says U.S. to Israel. Hezbollah prepares for total war. They will hit you in the rear, declares general conscription. So the U.S. is that, and that's one of the things that Biden probably went over to Israel and talked about with Israel, is that Hezbollah, if you go in and you put them troops on the ground, Hezbollah is going to come right behind you, and they're going to come into Israel and attack you. And you go into Hezbollah, they're a formidable military force. They got over 100,000 troops. You go back into 2006, they actually went to war with Israel. It was like a 5-week war. And a lot of people says Hezbollah won that war. So they're nothing to be played with over there. And that's what you go into some things. And if you look at the, because Israel was supposed to go into Gaza, troops on the ground, but they keep delaying it. And there's a lot of people are saying it's because they're afraid of Hezbollah. And you go into America, they sent, I think they got 2 warships, or what are they called? The brothers know what I'm talking about. Aircraft carriers over there. You said what?
Aircraft. It's called the USS Ford aircraft carrier.
Yeah, they got a couple aircraft carriers over there because they know that if Hezbollah gets involved, Israel can't deal with Hezbollah. So what? If Hezbollah gets involved, that means what? Is the U.S. gets involved, and we're going to read about Hezbollah and all these things. So I'm going to start on this article. I'm going to just read a little bit of it. It says American and Arab intelligence have informed Israel that Hezbollah is now preparing for full-scale war with the Israeli army. In fact, the Americans were forced to change their report twice in 24 hours about whether or not Hezbollah entered the war on the side of Hamas. It says, according to the information, there is a general mobilization of Hezbollah forces. Perhaps these are the preventative actions that Iran's foreign minister Amir Abdollahian spoke of yesterday. And you go into Hezbollah, they were actually created by Iran. So what? If Hezbollah is backed by Iran. So if America gets involved and they attack Hezbollah, guess who's getting involved? Iran. And guess who's getting involved if Iran gets involved? Russia. Because what? Iran is with BRICS, and we can read about that in Ezekiel. I'm gonna read Ezekiel. I think it's the 38th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. You talk about you going to Gog and Magog, talking about Russia, and that's end time prophecy that brothers and sisters have to know about, because all this ties into that, all of it. Right? It's let me see. Go on to 38, 39.
You want 38?
38 count. This is Ezekiel 38 in verse 1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against them. So Gog, he's the chief prince of the land of Magog. And you go into ancient geography, that was the land of Russia, the land of Magog. And it says the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. And you actually go into that word Meshech, and that word actually means Moscow. So it's talking about the chief prince of Moscow, meaning what? We're talking about Russia. It says, and prophesy against him. It says, and say, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And here's the point. It says verse 5. It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and with helmet. Now you go into Iran. Before Iran was called Iran, it was called what? It was called Persia. So what? Persia is in bed, literally in bed with Russia. So if Hezbollah gets involved, America gets involved with Hezbollah, that means Iran gets involved with America, and that, guess what? That just brings Russia into the fold. So all these things, it's like a snowball effect. All these things lead one into another. That's the Most High. You see him, he's putting these chess pieces on the board, he's putting it together, and he's a master chess player. It says he's a god of war. So what? That means he's setting this thing up. Right, I'm gonna read more on this. It says, according to information, I read this part. Let me go down. It says, while they initially ruled out this possibility, however, in the last 24 hours, everything has changed. The Americans emphasize that Hezbollah's military preparations are peaking. So what is they saying? It means Hezbollah, they're getting ready for war. They're getting ready for all-out war. And like I said, back in 2006, they've been waiting for this war since 2006 because they know they can go at it with Israel. And again, they're backed by Iran, and Iran's giving them weapons. They're giving them training on a military basis. So what? They're ready for this war with Israel. It says that The final decision will be made in Beirut and Tehran after the IDF invades Gaza. And Beirut is in Lebanon, where Hezbollah is at, and Tehran is the capital of Iran. So you can see they're in bed with each other. These two, they're like brother and sister, basically. Reading on. It says American and Israeli media point out that Hezbollah's plans are what what is largely preventing the ground operation in Gaza from starting. Today, the Hamas military spokesman sent the message that Nasrallah is near, and Nasrallah, he's the leader of Hezbollah. It says the text behind it reads, "God's victory is near." The yellow text, the color of Hezbollah, says "Victory to God." And I guess this is what that is. I can't really. That's what that's saying. It says "Victory Nasrallah is near." So they're putting out propaganda now that we plan on, whenever you do what you got to do, we're going to do what we got to do. That's basically what they're putting. That's the spirit they're putting there. And I got one more tab I want to share, if I could, because America, they're planning for this. This is another War News 24/7. It says a bill in the USA for the involvement of American forces in a war in the Middle East. Israel will not succeed alone if Hezbollah also attacks. It says the U.S. House of Representatives hastily passes a bill to send and involve U.S. forces in a war in the Middle East. U.S. forces will fight alongside Israel should the military conflict with Hamas escalate into a larger war with Hezbollah or even Iran. So what? They're passing a bill to say that if Hezbollah gets involved and there's a larger war, guess what? The U.S. is going to get involved. Because you go into it, the U.S., Israel, they're not a part of NATO, so there's no Article 5. But they're passing a bill that, okay, if y'all get involved with a war with Hezbollah, guess what? We're going to get involved too. I'm going to read on. According to American sources, Israel will need help and ground military reinforcement in case Hezbollah and other Shiite forces of the Axis of Resistance open other fronts. The situation for Israel will be very difficult. I'm going to just get this last part. It says the White House has discussed the possibility of using military force if Hezbollah joins the war and attacks Israel with its massive rocket arsenal. 3 U.S. officials and 1 Israeli said. So what? If Hezbollah gets involved and America gets involved with it, that guess who else is getting involved? Iran is getting involved. Guess who's getting involved after that? Russia. And the BRICS and NATO, it's going to become a hot war rather than these proxy wars that they going on. And that's really what's going to set it off. So the brothers want to get in there.
Khan, I know you want to get in there, Tazama. I see you.
Khan,
let me show you. Let me show this real quick, because I wanted to see what was going on. I saw something a little bit earlier, so this is an up to date, breaking news. I'm gonna share the screen real quick. Lord willing, brothers can see it. All right. Let's pull this up. So this is damn. Okay, Con. So this is about 5 minutes ago. It has this is the Palestinian media. Now it's saying that Israeli forces threatened to bomb 3 towers in Gaza, whatever that's at right there in Gaza, and they are being evacuated. So this is big news because I actually do have another article I wanted to show real quick. Iran said this about a day ago. That they're saying that the time is up. Iran warns time is up. It says Tehran's chilling threat as Hamas-Israel war dramatically escalates after Gaza Gaza hospitals hit by blast together, I'm gonna go back to this Twitter feed. You're having more, really, a lot of these Ishmaelites, these Arabs, they don't want Israel to go into Gaza, because what Israel wants to do is they want to take over the whole Gaza Strip. They want to have the whole land to themselves, even though it's not their land to begin with. Now, as that's happening, you have Iran, like the brother was just going into, Oslakia. Iran, oh damn, that's not what I want to show. Yeah, this is it. Iran is saying, look, the time is up. Now, their foreign minister tweeted a threat to Israel after the Gaza hospital bombing, declaring time is over. It also says, he declared on Wednesday that time is over for Israel as Joe Biden was set to arrive in Tel Aviv to try and calm a rapidly spiraling situation with anti-Israel protests flaring up across the region. So, and he actually, I'm gonna read on. It actually says the foreign minister's message echoes one posted by Iran's embassy in Syria that tweeted time is up in Hebrew. So they're putting this up in Hebrew. I'm gonna get a quick precept. And then you got your Tazman. And then I got another article I wanted to show later on. But this is the book of Daniel, chapter 5. And I'll start at verse. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 25. Actually, I started at 25. It says, and this is the writing that was written many tekel Orphason, Slaki for the pronunciation. This interpretation of the thing, many Yahweh had numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tekel, thou art weighted in the balances and are found wanting, meaning lacking. Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians. So the Lord, he uses, we understand the Most High uses different languages, and he sends prophecies, whether in the Hebrew. He came to this prime minister and literally put out that the time is up in the Hebrew. And not for just any kingdom, but the people that is literally in our land right now, Amalek, the so-called Jewish man. So he's giving them a stern warning, telling them, look, in the Paleo Hebrew, or I didn't say Paleo, but in the Hebrew, look, your time is up. That's only the Most High showing that their kingdom is being divided and our kingdom is rising up right now. So we really do got to keep watching, because Lord willing, something actually occurs in the coming hours. But if not, and it's in the coming weeks or in the following month or the following year, whatever the case may be, you really got to stay on your P's and Q's. Because this thing, it doesn't seem like this is slowing down. But we're not the Most High. We can only give you this information, continue to show you these different prophecies, and let you know, look, we're getting closer and closer to the end. You gotta make sure you're staying girded. Don't let that old man creep up behind you and then take you back in the world. You got to put this away now. Put away whatever sin you're struggling with. Put away the flesh and serve the Most High in sincerity and in truth, because you're getting all these leaders of the earth right now. They're telling you that the end of the world is here. I got this last precept. This is Revelation chapter 16. Revelation chapter 16 and verse 13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. And a dragon is none other than an ancient Roman Empire, which today is embodied in America, right? So there's an unclean, meaning there's a demon. There are spirits that's over America. It says, and out of the mouth of the beast will be the 7 heads and 10 horns, which is none other than the Edomite nations, EU. Right? Read on. It says, and not just nations, but kingdom. It says, and out of the mouth of the false prophet, which is the religion and even the political system, but religious system that's established in the earth. Right? You got a Christianity, Catholicism, Islam. Islam, when you go into the history of it, it actually goes back to Roman Catholicism. So this is all on the chief religions of the earth is being funded and established by Esau to stir up confusion in the earth. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth into the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. And I believe I was telling my rib this. Look, it really doesn't make any sense if for any of these world leaders to be moving in a mindset that they're moving in, if they want their kingdom to continue on. This shows you that the Most High is divinely inspiring these different leaders of the earth to stir up war against each other, to have a evil spirit against each other, to then fight against each other and be overthrown. Literally, all the nations is being gathered to go to war. We see in Taiwan, we see in China, you got Ukraine and Russia, you got North Korea, South Korea, and Japan in that mix. You got Israel and Ishmael, the Palestinians. You got literally every single major war is happening right now. These small proxy wars, which is really leading at the grand scheme of things of an entire world war. But you got to get talking about.
Con. And just to touch on that point, that's Marty. He said the time is up. I don't know if brother's seen this, but hold on, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. You know, it's not a coincidence that was said. You know, don't think everything that's going on, oh, it's nothing. No, it's just a regular. People just fighting. You know, this is deep. This is the real thing. I don't know if my screen is sharing right now. I was gonna let me know. Con. One of these videos.
Oh, yeah, I seen this. It's mighty.
Right. Is the sound playing?
Con.
עורב! אנרכיסט, הלו! עזוב את הדגל, בכלל. אני בשוק. עורב, מה? אני בהלם. אני בשוק.
God, that's it though. But yeah, you have a video of a crow taking down the Israeli flag, the state of Israel flag. And that's deep, man. As you see, you had the leaders of Iran saying, "Hey, look, your time is up." In the Hebrew, now the Most High puts it on a crow, the spirit of a crow, to go and try to take down the flag that they got flying up over there, man. Hey, the time is really up for them. This is no joke. This isn't a game. The Lord, He's really working in the earth right now, and He's trying to warn His people and warn these other nations that the time is up. You got to take heed to that. If you see that president saying in the Hebrew that the time is up, and then next thing you know, you open up Twitter and you're scrolling through and you see a video of a crow taking down the flag, you gotta add two and two together. You gotta say, hey, what's going on over here? Hey, this thing is really happening. This thing is real. What the Lord's saying is actually gonna come in the past. I got a quick precept too. I don't know if a brother's sharing the screen. Is that you, Kasadi?
You got it, King.
Con.
Yeah, that was me. You got it, though.
No, you all good. Con. I'm actually sharing this the screen too right here. Because something has to be done. You know, I believe you was touching on that before. You know, something has to be done. They're calling for war. One more time.
Okay, Con, you in there now.
Con. So this is a statement from this is actually from the White House .gov. Today, President Biden traveled to Israel to stand in solidarity with the people of Israel in the wake of horrific terrorist attacks by Hamas that killed more than 1,300 innocent civilians, including at least 31 U.S. citizens. So the United States, they're going to get involved in this thing. And it's going to be an all-out war. Because like the brothers was going into, man, Israel, they can't handle this on their own. And right now, America's being lured into this war. You got American citizens that are dying. You have Israel calling for their help. You have President Biden going over there and making statements. You have our people not our people, but you have Americans uprising and upwarring in the streets. Hey, all hell is breaking loose. Hey, someone got to answer the call, and we know America, they're going to have to get in the midst of this war. This is the other article I wanted to bring out. It says Biden meeting with Mideast leaders called off after deadly hospital explosion. So we got to realize that everything right now is of the Lord. When Biden went over there to try to make peace with the Mideast leaders, hey, the Most High had that hospital blown up, and we don't know who did it. Like the brother said, there's mixed reports. One saying it's Israel, one saying it's the Palestinians. They did themselves. We don't know who did it, but we know that it happened. And as soon as it happened, you had a meeting that was called off when Biden went over to two, I believe it was two. I want to say two. We're going to read the article. I believe, it says before Tuesday's deadly blast, Biden, who already is on his way toward Israel, had planned to meet on Wednesday with Jordan's King Abdullah, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, and Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas. Those meetings won't take place now. So as soon as Biden went over to try to talk peace, try to reason, try to come to sorts with the matters on what was going on in Israel, the Most High had destruction come to pass. And like the brother brought up before, man, when they try to say peace, peace, or when they try to say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come. And that's what we saw come to play right there. So America is getting, hey, like we always say, man, this is the Lord's play. America, they might try to escape from this war. They might try to call for peace. They might try to say, hey, look, all we need right now is to cease fire. Hey, but the Lord's going to make this war happen. Like the brother was going into, hey, when you look into how these leaders are moving and the spirit that they're moving in the ways of destruction. They're moving in the ways where all hell is going to break loose and no one's going to be left standing but the Israelites. But hey, that's how the Most High is playing it out. That should make your faith grow even more, man. That should make your faith grow even more because we understand that all these things are only happening because of the Lord. But that's all I have on that, Kings. Brothers got it.
Khan, you had mentioned that we don't know whether it was the Israelis or Hamas that blew up the hospital, but we know one thing. We know it was the Most High God, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai that did that. The Lord is not if you knew tuning in, the Lord is not a God of all peace and hugs and love and rose petals. The Lord is about destruction and death too. And as we continue, it's only going to be more and more infighting and bloodshed on the earth. Right? The Lord said, I'm going to get this real quick in Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 48, and verse 22. Isaiah chapter 48, verse 22. It says, there is no peace, said Yahweh, unto the wicked. So it's only going to be more and more fighting. The Lord said there is no peace. In Rise Up Israel, I put this up on the screen earlier, but when a brother was going into the video, the crow is a sign of death. That's a thing that, that's known, the so-called what was the word I'm looking for?
A bad omen?
Yeah, it's a so-called, there we go, so-called bad omen. Omen. But nevertheless, hey, we're seeing more and more judgment on the earth. The Lord is literally, he's making these nations fight against each other. Why would they want to do that? Shouldn't they want to keep their kingdom, going on and have 20 years, 50 years, 100, 1,000 years of just living at the top, the Lord clearly is putting that spirit on them to overthrow themselves. I'm gonna go to this in Second Chronicles. This is Second Chronicles, chapter 18, I believe. Yeah, Second Chronicles, chapter 18, and I'll start at verse 21. It says, and he said, I will go out and be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. Now, therefore, behold, Yahweh had put a lion spirit in the mouth of these thy prophets, and Yahweh has spoken evil against thee. So the Lord he's putting it in the ear of all these men. Go to war. Drop that bomb. Right now, I'm gonna share my screen again. Right now, you have over in the Black Sea, you got Putin, who's been pretty, he's been pretty much quiet over this whole situation for the most part. Even the war that's going on between Ukraine. But I had this pulled up. I wanted to go into this because right now you got, as we're hearing about, is Israel and Hamas, and there's different developing stories and so on and so forth. You also still got a major war that's been going on. Billions of dollars been spent on this war. Thousands of hundreds of thousands of men been dying on both sides, or in total, I should say. In this war, this Ukrainian war, Ukraine versus Russia, this has been going on for almost 2 years now. I believe it started in December of last year or something like that. Now, I'm going to actually pull this up.
I think it was February, King.
Yeah. It was February last year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, Khan, you might be right. Yeah, Khan. When they invaded. Now, can y'all hear this though? When I play this? But we don't know what this man's saying anyway. But we can see the subtitles, so that's really the important part. It says Putin says he's ordered fighter jets armed with hypersonic missiles to begin round-the-clock patrols over the Black Sea. Literally, in the Black Sea, I want to pull this up. If I'm not mistaken, let me pull this up real quick. Pull up the Black Sea. It's going to a little bit of geography. So this is the Black Sea. Right, Black Sea, you got, hold on. Damn, I don't even go up that far. Okay, it should be good. Lower when this loads up. Just give it a second. There we go. Okay, so this is the Black Sea. To the right, you have Russia. To the left, you got Ukraine. Now, again, this whole region right here is the so-called Black Sea. Now, right over here is the Mediterranean Sea. This is where the new war has been started. Of course, you got Egypt right here. This is Gaza, or Israel and Gaza right here. So now, again, he has, and we was talking about, the brother Yazra was talking about it. We know Russia is an ally with Hamas, Iran, the kings of the East, China. And if he's sending out, he has fighter jets doing round-the-clock missions. I mean, they're just out there every hour on an hour, out there armed with hypersonic missiles. If there's some type of false flag that happens or something goes on, well, Russia is able to easily come right over here and drop these hypersonic missiles, which travel at Mach 9 speed, which is, I don't know the exact kilometers per minute. I think he actually goes into it, but that's extremely fast. It's literally one of the fastest, if not the fastest missile that's out right now. So I'm gonna actually show this. It says they just moved 2 aviation strike groups. I want to say this is not a threat. What I'm going to say now. He said, listen, this is not a threat. Jake said it in the world. I believe, yeah, this is not a threat. It's a promise. This is what Putin's saying right now. This is not a threat. What I'm going to say now. And what I will inform you about. But on my behalf, the Russian Air Force, Russian Space Forces, right, are starting on an ongoing basis patrols in the neutral zone of the airspace in the Black Sea. So Lord willing, something goes on. You can't forget about the war against Ukraine as well. It says they pretty much travel, there you go, over 1,000 kilometers at Mach 9 speed. Let's look up Mach 9 speed real quick if we can. We ain't gonna go into it. I don't got time for all that. But just know it's fast, right? Just let's put it that way. You could look up these videos on your own if you want to, but it's pretty damn fast. I'll just put it that way. Now I had something else real quick before brothers get back in there. The last thing I wanted to show. This is an article from NBCnews.com. Now it says this is about 14 hours ago. Homeland Security sees heightened threat environment in the U.S. And if you live in New York City, then I wouldn't be surprised if something kicked off over in New York City first. It says a Homeland Security official told NBC News that the Department of Homeland Security is monitoring a heightened threat environment in the United States and is concerned about attacks on Jewish Americans, Arab Americans, and Muslim Americans. The official noted that the recent events in Israel and Gaza, include the bombing of the hospital in Gaza, has the potential to inflame tensions in the United States. The DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security, FBI, and National Counterterrorism Center are all coordinating and constantly monitoring the threat environment, including online chatter. So they're constantly monitoring online chatter. They would consider this online chatter. We're talking about what's going on right now. I don't know constantly. I mean, that clearly means every hour on an hour. It says constantly, meaning always, damn near. They're constantly monitoring the threat environment, including online chatter, where the intensity has gotten worse. And I'll just say this. We teach in one of the chiefest cities in all of America. We teach in Philly. You got a big community of Amalek. You got a big community, which is so-called Jewish. And you got a big community of the Arabs. I think in Chicago is the biggest community of Muslims over there. But nevertheless, we got a lot of fake Muslims in Philly. A lot of fake Muslims, a lot of, so on and so forth. Then you got the actual Ishmael, Arabs, that's over there as well. So it says the intensity has gotten worse online. So they want to continue to watch this. National Counterterrorism. It says the official said Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah are all looking to take advantage of anger over the events in Gaza and incite violence in the United States. I can't help but to smile. This is right. What we want to hear. This is what we want to hear. And they can come up to camp and get chopped down. We ain't going to use no physical weapons. We don't have to do that. This is all we need. And they hate that. This is all I know you can see this. This is all we need, Esau, Amalek, Ishmael. It says the DHS is also concerned about the ways the recent events in Gaza and Israel may continue to inspire lone offenders, and they are concerned about the possibility of clashes at protests. So again, this is 14 hours ago. 14 hours ago. We only a few hours away from camp. Right, what? Less than 48 hours? Brothers teach pretty much damn near every day. You got some brothers that keep the lunar Sabbath, so they out there when they out there all throughout the midst of the week. Of course, we keep in Friday, sundown, Saturday, sundown, Shabbat. So we normally out Fridays, Saturdays. You understand? So most likely we're going to see something. I think brothers in Chicago said earlier that it was something that went down last week. So they got to keep watching Chicago. We're going to keep watching Philly. We're also going to keep watching New York and other cities, Baltimore. But it's going down. If you go out and do the work, you got to keep watching your city as well. Because Homeland Security is most likely going to be out there. I don't know if Yazra, I don't know if you remember. It was
He not on there.
Oh, you left?
Yeah, I think he got kicked out.
Oh damn! I'm sharing my screen. Let me see. Okay, there we go. Oh, the brother back.
Come on.
Salaki, I couldn't see you. I couldn't see that. But I don't know if you remember back in 2020 when all the protests was going on with George Floyd. Out in Philly, it was this Homeland Security cars that was monitoring the camp spot. It would go up and down the street a few times. Like I said, I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah, kind of. It was a Homeland Security police car, or whatever it is, but it was across the street like 2 weeks ago.
yeah, Con, you're right.
Yeah.
And it was a counter. It said something about terrorism. It was a truck that drove by like just about a week ago.
I don't know if bros remember.
Yeah, counterterrorism.
Yeah.
I don't know if bros remember, but when we was driving up and down the camp, when we went to New York, they had them big billboards that said, if you're suspecting terrorism, call this number. And this is about, I'll say, this is about 2 months before all this happened in Israel, man.
Yeah.
So we understand, that like the brother was going in before, that all this is being set up for us. All this is being set up for us. Because next thing you know, they're going to turn it against us.
Right.
And Slocky, not trying to hijack or anything, King, but a quick point. When you look into the acts of 9/11, they used those acts. They blamed the Arabs, and they turned right against who they really wanted to target, which would be us. They wanted to use it to enforce, stricter methods of security.
The Homeland Security Act.
Homeland Security Act, exactly.
The Patriot Act.
The Patriot Act. I believe there's one other one. It's slipping my mind though. But even within like stores, they started adding cameras, facial recognition. All this is set up for us. We understand that through the spirit, but just to keep your mind running, they did the same thing back September 11th, 2001. Hey, the same thing might be here, man. It might be here in October of 2023, where they try to use another nation to oppose something against us, which might be all hell breaking loose with Jacob's trouble.
You can get into that real quick, King.
Oh, so like I muted.
Yeah.
Con, you hear me?
Yeah.
Con, real quick, like the brother was saying, it says the Patriot Act is legislation passed in 2001 to improve the abilities of U.S. law enforcement to detect and deter terrorism. So they want to detect and deter it. It says the Act's official title is Uniting and Strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism, or USA Patriot. Now, it's actually the complete opposite. There's nothing patriot about this, and it's going to show you. It says the Patriot Act is more than 300-page document passed by the U.S. Congress. I'm going to just go down. It says signed into law by President George W. Bush on October 26, 2001. And we in October 9th, it's October 19th, 2023. Right, so let's keep watch. It says just weeks after September 11th, terrorist attacks against the United States. And they were calling this as the Hamas Israel attack that was in the middle of the night on October 7th, 2023. They were saying this is Israel's 9/11. They were literally saying that. It says prior to the 9/11 attacks, Congress had mainly focused on legislation to prevent. We don't want to hear you. Damn, Satan. Now it says prior to the 9/11 attacks, Congress had mainly focused on legislation to prevent international terrorism. But after April 1995, Oklahoma City bombing, in which American citizens blew up a federal building, domestic terrorism gained more attention. Now I don't want to read this whole thing. I want to jump down though, if I can. It says all bets were off, however, After 9/11, the deadliest terrorist attack on American soil, faced with millions of fearful voters, Congress approached U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft's post 9/11 recommendations with a different eye and overwhelmingly passed the Patriot Act. Let's see what it does, what this act entailed. It says the act aimed to improve homeland security by allowing law enforcement to use surveillance and wiretapping to investigate terror-related crimes. Now, they don't need to use wiretapping anymore. Everyone has an iPhone. Everyone has an Android. Literally, they can literally listen to you as we speak. Every app you use, it says, do you want to allow the microphone? So they already got us on that part. It says allowing federal agents to request court permission to use roving wiretaps to track specific terrorist suspect, right? They don't really need that. Now they have social media. They got your face. They got everything about you. They always had that, but I mean, everything you do, everything you post is all online. Everything's online for everyone to see. It says allowing delayed notification. I'm gonna actually skip that. Okay, let's go down. It says allowing search warrants to be obtained in any district where terror-related activity occurs, no matter where the warrant is executed, ending the statute of limitations for certain terror-related crimes. And they can say anything is terror-related. They say hate speech now. They don't just say terror-related. They say hate speech. That's a crime. Right. It says making it harder for aliens, meaning foreigners, involved in terrorist activities to enter the United States. And we can really rest right there, but it really is a big thing all about your privacy. Since the so-called 9/11 attack, which was a false flag, we'll say it. Since then, it's allowed for your privacy to be pretty much taken away from you. But I forget who was about to speak. I think it was your Azra. You got a king. Or it might have been your Tasman. Whoever it was, you got it.
I'll finish on that point real quick, and then Yazra got it. You know, like the brother said, you know, they're invading your privacy. You know, they're gonna be taking bits and pieces of what you say, like on a daily, chopping it up into a video, saying that you said this when you really ain't really say that. You know, they got the chief editor in the back trying to make sure that he paints you in the worst picture possible, so they can paint you on the big screen. When they have the big screen saying, "Have you seen this man?" Making terrorist comments. Hey man, this is what these acts are for, man. And they know how to get the people riled up, how to get the people against other people. They know what they're doing. So we gotta understand that these things that are happening, you know, these things can easily just be placed on us, like a Uno reverse card. Next thing you know, they're protesting for Palestine, and next thing you know, they're protesting to put all of us in jail. It was all the Israelites' fault. It was all because of them. That's the reason we're like this. Hey, look, these things are going to happen, man. The Lord said we should be hated of all men. You know, that's a prophecy that has to come to pass. You know, we see it every single day, how our people hate us, how the other nations hate us. But, hey, man, that's physical. You know, that's physical. Like the brother said, Malak, yeah, what's up? The stage is set. You know, hey, it's exciting. It's exciting when you know that this is all the Most High. You know, it's exciting. You know, this is all the Most High's plan, his play, and what is living in it. And it's an exciting thing to be a part of. Just make sure you're on the right side. But Yazoo, you got it.
Yeah, kind of. I wanted to build on your point on saying, you know, this thing is building up. And like the brother said, the stage is set. The stage has been being set for a minute now. And it, yeah, right. Like the brother said, the stage is set. But I want to go to a precept. This is Matthew 24 and verse 4. It says, "And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and deceive many." So the disciples were coming and asking, what are the signs in the end of the world? And he's about to tell you what the signs are. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this is the time we're in. The wars, the rumors of wars, what Yahushua say. He said the end is not yet. Right? This is the beginning of the end. But we're not at, like in a movie, you have the credits. We're not at the credits yet. It says, verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9 is the point. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. So after these things, the nation rising against nation, the wars, the rumors of wars, that's when these things are going to come to pass. We have to be hated of all men. That's when they're going to come against the so-called Black Hebrew Israelites. Why? Because these are the things that are setting the stage. Right? And I want to share my screen real quick because I know brothers remember this. And these things, this isn't a rarity. This isn't something that happens just every so often. These things, when you're really watching and you're looking, these things, they're always trying to frame the Israelites, not even just the Israelites, but they're always trying to frame, Black consciousness or things like that to set the stage for the Israelites. I think brothers remember this. It says, accused Philly mass shooter reportedly offered a baffling motive. So I'm gonna go into this a little bit, not too much, because brothers and sisters probably remember this, but it says the shooter accused of gunning down 5 people in Southwest Philadelphia on Monday night is seemingly random rampage later claimed he only intended to lend a hand to cops in tackling gun violence, the Philadelphia Inquirer reported Wednesday. So this dude, he went in Philly, I think he killed like 5 people, something like that, just randomly shooting, right? But we're going to read what he said was his cause for that. It says he was trying to help the police, but it's another reason too. It says, I'm going to skip down a couple paragraphs. It says, once pulled in for questioning, Carricker told detectives that Yahweh, a Hebrew name for God, would send more people to help. The sources told the Inquirer, but he reportedly didn't elaborate when asked for more information. So you see that? They've been trying to set the stage for us as a people, as a nation, to demonize us. You got what was that one group with Grandmaster Flex or something like that?
The Not Effing Around Coalition.
Yeah, Not Effing Around Coalition, toting guns and got the fringes on. They've been trying to set the stage for this because they know. I'm gonna get one more precept. They know this is, at the end of the day, all these things are happening. It's because we're waking up as a people, and they know that. So they know it's not Lebanon, it's not Iran. At the end of the day, it's not Russia that's the main enemy or the main cause of this or the main threat, but it's us waking up as a people. They know that's the main thing that they have to shut down. Right, I got one more precept. It's Revelation 12. What do I want? Verse 17. It says, and the dragon is talking about who? NATO, America, the revised Roman Empire. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach. And we know the testimony of Yahushua is what? Is the spirit of prophecy. So those that are keeping the commandments, that are going out prophesying, that are trying to keep the word of the Most High to the best of their ability, that know they're Israelites, that's their main enemy, is because they know once we, like brothers went into at the beginning of this, once we start rising up as a people, they know that their kingdom, something has to come to an end, because they know we have to come to the top. So they know that they have to fight against us to keep their power. So once you see these things escalating, you got to know that eventually we got to be next. They're going to come for us. It's not all about Hamas and Hezbollah. These are the things that are leading unto what the persecution of the saints, to what to Jacob's trouble. So what this is why we're telling brothers and sisters, you got to keep watch, because just like that not Hezbollah, just like the Hamas and Israel conflict just happened like that, guess what? The persecution of the saints is gonna happen just like that. So brothers got it.
Hey, we're nearing that 2 hour.
Yeah, calm. So most are willing. I actually don't want to end it, but
right.
You know how Satan gotta. So we have about 2 hours on the StreamYard. Most are willing. If the spirit permits, we'll definitely dive in a little bit more next week. And most are willing, like I was saying at the beginning of the video, it's so much that goes on each and every day. Don't be surprised if you see brothers continue to make these updates, because again, some may happen tonight. I believe even tonight, as we speak, I think it's over in Israel and Palestine, they're 7 hours ahead of us. So right now it's the morning. It's the morning for us as well at night, but it's daylight over there, and most of the fighting normally goes on in the daylight. So, if anything happens, we'll definitely be quick to update y'all. Lord willing, though, you are keeping watch on your own. Before we get out of here, I do want to show y'all something real quick. Share the screen. Share the screen real quick. If you don't have a Twitter account, you got to get a Twitter account. And I'm going to just show y'all a few of these sources that y'all can follow. So you can follow War Monitor. Can bro see my screen?
Con.
So you can follow War Monitor. He pretty much, he's I guess he doesn't always, post just any old thing. He's normally posting things that or tweeting things. And the reason why you want Twitter is because it's literally, as something is going on, it's on a second. It's round the clock. So, things is going on. You got to have multiple sources as well to back up certain things. Now, like I said, one of the people that we like to get down with is the War Monitor. So you can check out War Monitor. Breaking 9/11 or 911. There's normally things that's just going on randomly around Earth, chiefly in America though. But you can check out this guy as well. And this is not the end all be all. If you got your own, sources that you like to check out, that definitely continue on. But we just want to provide you as well with a few more tools at your disposal, right? So you can check out this guy at YWN Reporter. He's going on. As you can see, he just posted some 9 minutes ago. But he shows a lot of video footage and whatnot, which I like, because it's going on. This is Israeli forces operating Hebron, right, where our forefather David reigned for, if I'm not mistaken, 7 years before he reigned over Israel for 33 years. They over in our land right now as we speak. So Lord willing, all hell continue to break loose over there. So you can check this guy out. You also have Israel Defense Forces. This is their actual official account for their militia or their army. So you can check them out as well. Insider Paper, check this out. Endgame World War III, and it's a lot more. You can also follow. Go back over here before we get out of here. You can also follow the Watchmen for Israel Twitter account. Most I will be on that more frequently. But do brothers got anything else y'all want to bring up before we close up?
Keep watch.
I had a preset.
Tom.
I know we only got 1 minute, so it's going to be brief, but this is Habakkuk 2:1. It said, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So Habakkuk said he's going to stand upon his watch. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Meaning what? These visions, they were written for an appointed time. Meaning what? That they will they were written for now. These visions that the Most High has and that Habakkuk was speaking about, Jeremiah, Isaiah, they were written for now for our learning. It says, and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So when these things start to happen, they're going to happen fast and in a hurry. So brothers have to keep watch, like Habakkuk said.
Calm. And I'll say this, all praise to the Most High.
Right.
Still live right now.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get cut off.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought we crossed over. But can somebody post in the comments real quick? Can y'all still see us? Because it says that we live, but I don't know. Esau like to play games. Can somebody just say Khan or Shalom or something on the comment board? Damn.
Khan 777, like the elders say.
Okay, Khan, there we go. They're saying Khan.
Khan.
All praise to the Most High. Well, brothers can kind of, if you had a closing precept or even
Come on, I'm gonna get in there.
Yeah. All praise.
You had something?
I can go last. Can you got it?
Con. Well, I'm gonna get a closing precept. This book of Mark, chapter 13, and I'm gonna start at verse 33. It says, "Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taking a far journey, who left his house and gave authority to his servants and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch." So the Lord, he gave us authority to watch in these last days, to continue to keep our eyes and ears open, our spirit on fire, to make sure that we're continuously in the words of the Lord and continuously in the prophecy that's going on in the earth. Why? Because the Lord, he's going to come at a time that's not expected. Let me finish that out. "Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning." And it can happen at any time of the day. Like I was saying in the beginning, I want to say like around 4 to 5, my phone was ringing and woke me up because it was ringing so damn much. And that happened in the dead of sleep. I wasn't supposed to be up at that time. And it happened at the dead of sleep. Hey, look, all hell breaking loose can happen at that time. When tanks are rolling up and down the streets, man, it can happen at 2 a.m. when you're 3 hours into sleep, and you're dreaming about damn lollipops and candy canes and running around in the field. Hey, all that can happen during that time. That's what the Lord just said. So we gotta make sure that we're keeping watch and that we know these times are happening, so we don't get caught up in it. I'm gonna finish up the last 2 verses. "Lest coming suddenly he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch." So we don't want to be caught sleeping in these last days, a spiritual sleep where we are just not paying attention and we're drifting back into the world and taking our minds off of the Most High God and slowly shutting our eyes. But brother, sorry, you got it, King.
Calm. All praise to the Most High. That's a mean precept. Yeah, brothers gotta Lord willing, brothers not thinking about damn candy canes and dreaming of that. Right. Most High willing, but we definitely want to make sure we're keeping watch, and Lord willing, we can continue to make this continue to go live. Lord willing, we don't make it to next Wednesday, right? Lord willing, something go down and America's at war and it's martial law. But if we are here again next week, then we're going to continue to bring it out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. And each and every person that's still on this video, you want to make sure you keeping watch, you being diligent, you doing what you can do to wake up Israel, because the Lord has set up different men and leaders at different watches of the time of the night. You got the first watch, the second watch, the third watch, the fourth watch. Right now, I believe we're 3 hours behind, and we're 3 hours ahead of the West Coast. So if you were in the West Coast, it might be something that's going on, and while we sleep, and you got to go ahead and alert Israel, or vice versa. I know brothers live a little bit earlier, and we live later on tonight or right now. Something may happen. A brother may go live after us. You never know. But at the end of the day, we all gotta do our due diligence and making sure we being circumspect, right? But I'm gonna go to this verse real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 43, and I'm gonna get verse 10. It says, at the commandment of the Holy One, they will stand in their order and never faint in their watches. So this is a commandment of Yahweh Shem Yahshai that we must never faint and we must stand in our watches and continue to proclaim the things that's happening in the earth to Yasha Allah. I think an alert just hit my phone, but no, that's not. It's not too significant. But most high willing, if something does occur, like I said, we'll let y'all know. Of course, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahshai, this brother Kesadia. You see at the bottom, the little ticker that we got at the bottom, subscribe to WFI Jersey Philly. All three of us brothers were, that's the camp that we holding it down with. So most high willing, subscribe to that channel as well. We've been putting in work for, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai the past 3 years. So Lord willing, we continue on. But y'all want to say anything?
Brother Tazama, WFI Jersey Philly.
Oh, Brother Yazra, WFI Jersey Philly. Make sure y'all keeping watch. You shouldn't have to have just us telling you the news. The Lord said keep watch, so we all got to keep watch.
Calm. And with that, Kwame Yasharala, Shalom, Israel.